Morning. I am Wanda with Soundproof Marriages, where we make your marriage soundproof against the enemy destroying your home. If you're tired, and I know you are, if you're tired of the bickering, you're tired of not having peace. Somebody just want peace. Somebody just want peace in their home. Seriously, you just want a day. You know how you know how you have those days. I just want some peace. I just want days that where there's no arguments, there's no disagreements. I just want some peace. I just need some agreement to be in this house, that we can just have some peace. We can just have some peace. We can just have some laughter. We can just get along. This is what you want. You know how, for real, just like there is no price I wouldn't pay for some peace. Some people just want peace. This is what you're trying to get, just the peace in your home. You want peace because you're tired. You could go to work and come home and your house is in disarray. Your marriage is in disarray. Your marriage is in disarray. The rest of your life can look complete, but your marriage is in disarray. You need peace in your home. You want peace in your marriage. So again, this is how you get the peace. You have to know you can't do the evil for evil. You can't just say whatever's on your mind and be okay. Well, at least I spoke my mind, but you're still in the same mess. Come on. You still have the same problems. The problems didn't go away. Yeah, you said what you wanted to say, and now the situation is in a worse place. Instead of doing it and using strategy and using the biblical strategies and getting the marriage that you want. And to tell you the truth, if you do it God's way, you will even get what you want most of the time. Because even us women of God, we're not right all the time. Come on, we are not right all the time. Come on, y'all know we're not right. So but when we are, and our husbands are not in an agreeable manner, yeah, we can still do stuff and do it right, and then they would change their minds and see things our way, where we don't have to argue. There's no fighting. There's still peace. You just need some peace. Your nerves have been wrecked. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. You just need peace. You're tired. You are spiritually drained. You're spiritually tired. You just need some peace. You just need God to intervene for you in your marriage. And what do? There are things that you can do. And you don't, and I'm not talking about an all-night prayer meeting, because some of y'all have done that. Some of y'all had done the all-night prayer meetings and it still didn't work. Some of y'all had done the fasting and the praying and it still didn't work. There are things that biblical, practical stuff that you can do to help your marriage. You don't have to suffer in silence. And some of you guys are not doing very well in the silence part. Yeah, you're not suffering in silence. You're suffering, but you telling everybody. Your family members know how bad you're suffering. Your work family knows how bad you're suffering. Everybody knows how bad you're suffering. That's one of your problems right there. You're telling everyone. You don't know how to be quiet about it. You don't know how to keep your husband covered. You don't know how to keep yourself covered. And so you're busy telling everybody about it, and the enemy is like just having his way. But if you want your marriage, and you want your marriage to be where there is some peace in your home, you want your marriage to be where your soul is in a peaceful place, you want your marriage to be where God, you feel like God is hearing you. You're praying, woman of God, but you don't feel like God is hearing you. You're praying, woman of God, but you don't feel like your prayers are being answered. Why is it that your prayers are not being answered? What is going on that God is not answering this prayer for you? Please tell me, what is going on that God is not answering this prayer for you? Why not? You don't want to be labeled the silly woman. Y'all, I've been talking about this for a couple of days, and I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right here on this being the silly woman, where the Bible talks about the silly woman, where they were labeled in 2 Peter, silly, the silly women who were forever learning, but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. So they were in the Bible studies. They were in the church. They were there trying to get to God, trying to learn about the Lord, but never was able to come into the knowledge of the truth. They were labeled the silly women. They were labeled silly. Why? Why were they labeled silly? Because they were forever learning. What were they trying to learn? They're trying to learn about God. They're trying to learn what to do and how to do. So why were they still called silly? The Bible says that they were laden or weighed down with sins, with their sins. That lets me know that they messed up, but they didn't know how to get rid of their sins. They didn't know how to receive forgiveness. They were trying to earn forgiveness. They didn't know how to receive free forgiveness from God. And in turn, that showed me about them. That if they didn't know how to freely receive forgiveness, they didn't know how to give forgiveness freely. That means they were probably trying to make people earn their forgiveness because they were trying to earn forgiveness. This is where you, woman of God, covenant wife, don't try to make your husband earn his forgiveness. I want to stay there with you because I see this happening, because I coach women. I coach wives. I counsel wives. I counsel marriages. Again, I'm Wanda with Soundproof Marriages, and this is what I do. And I see where people try to make their husbands, I need you to show that you're sorry. I can't accept your apology until you show me fruit of repentance. I need you to show me you're sorry, or I can't accept this apology. But you, woman of God, you're the one that's suffering because you have unforgiveness in your heart. And this is what's blocking you from receiving what God has for you. You can't receive the best that God has for you. God has a best. You're over here in the fair lane, but God has a best for you. You can't receive the best that God has for you because you cannot receive the free forgiveness. The forgiveness. 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 Jesus provided forgiveness on the cross. That was a done deal for you. He said it was finished. That means you just have to receive it. You don't earn. This is why these ladies in the Bible in 2 Timothy were called silly. They were heavy laden with their sins because condemnation was there, reminding them daily of how they messed up, reminding them daily of what they did. Reminding them, oh, you remember when you said this? You remember when you did this? Remember how you said this? Yeah, your husband did this, but you cussed him out. Your husband did this. Oh, you blessed him out. Oh, you did this, or you said this, or you lost your cool here. Whatever the deal may be, where you messed up. And the enemy is condemning you because you messed up. Freely accept the forgiveness. Don't earn it. Don't try to add in an extra Bible study as your penance. Come on. Don't try to add in an extra something as penance. Come on. You do those things because you want to get close. Say if you add extra Bible study, this is because you just want to learn, not for penance sake, not for you got to earn God, not that I'm going into the heavenly courts and I got to search this bloodline because the prayers ain't working. So I got to go into the bloodline. I got to do this. I got to cancel that. No, Jesus said, He did it. It was finished. He is our great high priest. All we have to do is receive. We're at the receiving end. Just receive. Just receive. And you can't receive if you don't believe. So if you don't believe, you can't receive. This is all we have to do is receive the forgiveness. Period. Period. Don't try to earn it. You can't be good enough. You would never be good enough. And so in turn, you're trying to make your husband earn his forgiveness. This is what the enemy is using as a strategy to destroy your marriage. Because you're trying to make your husband give you the right answer for what he did. How he messed up, why he messed up. He got to give you the right answer. That just right answer, then you'll forgive him. No, forgive him without an apology. That's the God's way. If you want to be mature in Christ, if you really want to do it right in Christ, you forgive without an apology. Forgive without an apology. That is the God's way. Come on, you really want to do it God's way? Forgive without an apology. You don't even need an explanation because that means they owe you a debt. Forgiveness is releasing them of the debt they owe. They owe you a debt. They owe you something. So even an apology is something that they will owe you. An explanation is something that they will owe you. So when you freely forgive, they don't owe you an apology or an explanation. If they give it to you, that's good. It's like a cherry on top. But you forgive without an explanation. You forgive without an apology. That's the God's way of doing it. You want to let the light of God shine through you and not allow the enemy to walk away with your marriage? You forgive, and you forgive again, and you forgive again and again and again. You keep forgiving because you are forgiven. Those who are forgiven much can forgive much, really. If you are forgiven, when you understand how much God has truly forgiven you, then you can pass that forgiveness on to your husband. But when you try to make your husband earn his forgiveness, and if he does not say the right stuff, if he does not say the right lines for you, then then right now he's still owing you something, and you live that rest of your married life with some turmoil or some turbulence because you're trying to make him earn this forgiveness instead of freely giving it to him. That means you don't keep bringing it up to him what he did. You don't keep reminding him of what he did. Can we talk, ladies? Let's come on. Let me give y'all a quick little tip. Again, I'm Wanda with Soundproof Marriages, and this is what I do. I counsel and coach marriages and wives. When there is infidelity and the husband comes and he even tells his wife, confesses, or the wife finds out, most of the time the man wants to stay with his wife. The other lady wants the man, but he typically would choose to stay with his wife. What makes him go and stay with the other lady? Because the wife will not truly forgive him. She wants her husband, and that's the key. She typically wants her husband. She wants her husband. I'm telling you, I've talked to these ladies. They want their husband. Even when there is infidelity, they want their husbands. They even have like a willingness to forgive their husbands. They just don't know how to forgive their husbands. And because they don't know how to forgive their husbands, they run their husbands off, and the husbands turn to the other woman. It's easier for him to face his wrongdoing than to face the condemnation of what he did to his wife. So he will run off with the other woman than to stay there with his wife, even though he wants to stay with his wife and the wife wants him. She does not know how to forgive. She keeps bringing up his wrongdoing, trying to make him earn the forgiveness. And right there, that's condemnation for him, condemnation for her, and it's too much for him. So it's easier for him not to live under that burden of condemnation. So he would turn to his wrongdoing, turn to the other female that he cheated with, even though he didn't want her as a wife. He didn't want to leave his wife for her. It was a mess up. And yeah, he messed up. I'm not saying he was right. But he wanted his wife. He wanted his family. But now he left the wife and went to her because the wife didn't understand. Hear me. She did not understand how to forgive. She wanted to. She was willing to even forgive through the infidelity. She didn't know how. There's a difference. She was willing. She didn't have understanding in how to forgive. And because she didn't know how to forgive, she pushed him over to walk out the door and go on to live and be with the other woman. Even though, hear me, I want to make this plain, even though his desire really was to stay with his wife and stay with his family. Now, because again, he cannot deal with the frustration of being reminded daily of his mess ups. He can't deal with that. And he's living with that because the wife does not know how to forgive. She doesn't have the understanding. She's willing, but she don't know how. She pushes him on out the door. Now the marriage is broken and Satan is happy. So you got a little tidbit right there. You got a little tip. You have to understand how to forgive. And so as a wife coach, this is one of the things I help ladies walk alongside them as they navigate through this time of trying to learn how to forgive. Because if you let your flesh lead you, yeah, your flesh will lead you astray. You will never forgive because the flesh is not going to, your emotions is not going to let you if your emotions are the stronger part of your soul. If the emotional part of you, seriously, is the stronger part of your soul, you're in trouble. Y'all, no. So again, the silly women, you don't want to be labeled a silly woman. You need to understand forgiveness. Because the unforgiveness would tear you up. The unforgiveness will bring the sickness in the disease. The unforgiveness will bring the bitterness and resentment. The unforgiveness cannot, and the enemy knows this, and this is what he uses to destroy and break up your home. Why is divorce high in a Christian home when forgiveness is supposed to be one of the main things we do? Answer that for me. Y'all in the chat, we got some folks on here. Can y'all put some stuff in the chat? Can y'all like? I need y'all. Can you give me some hearts? Can y'all like? Can y'all like? I see some. Can you hit a like? Can you hit a heart? Can you share this with somebody? If you know somebody who needs some marital counseling, if you know someone who marriage is in trouble, can you ask them to watch this? Can you share this with them? Thank you for some hearts. Thank you. Can you share? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Because again, if we, the church, don't get it right, what do we expect for the world? Why is it for real that we are expected to forgive, but that's the hardest thing for us to do? If we say we have the greater one on the inside, why is forgiving people the hardest thing for us to do? And why do we take a page out of the playbook of the world when it comes to forgiving people? When the Lord say forgive 70 times 7, meaning there is no number when it comes to forgiving people. And if we got to forgive them 70 times 7, meaning if we got to forgive them multiple times, how is it that we push them out of our lives after they mess up the first time? If we got to forgive them the second time, the third time, and they don't have a chance the second time, the third time, and the fourth time. If we push them out of our lives, remember that. That's the world playbook. You mess around. You know what? You mess me over one time, right? You mess me over. I'm not finna fool with you the second time. You mess me over the second time, I'm not going to fool with you the third time. You keep messing me, I'm not going to keep messing with you. We push people out of our lives. And I'm not to say the Holy Spirit won't ever have you separate from some people, but it won't be due to unforgiveness. It won't be due to unforgiveness. How is it we make an excuse for unforgiving, for not forgiving someone? And we are freely forgiven. God forgives us for all the crazy stuff we do. Think about it. When we choose when we choose mammon over trusting God for provision, we turn to another God. When we choose mammon over God providing for us, mammon is considered another God. When we choose mammon, we have turned to another God, yet God still forgives us. Because Jesus still took that to the cross. Y'all better hear me. God forgives us freely. We don't have to earn it. When we try to earn it, when we try to earn God's forgiveness, this is where we are in error. Because he says you can never earn it. We can never earn God's forgiveness. Do you understand? We are never good enough. There is nothing we can ever do that will ever be good enough. So we have to freely accept it. This is what you freely give your husband. Stop trying to make your husband earn your forgiveness. Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him. Free yourself. Because what happens, your own soul goes in bondage. Y'all, that's the word. God is so good to us. He gave us in the word what would help us. The things that we look at in the word, and we thought, oh, the Lord just said this, do this. No, it was to free us. your soul will get in bondage. Okay. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led astray, led astray, led, led astray. They're going to take captive. You heard the word captive? Bondage. They will lead them in bondage, led captive. They will be in, your soul will be in bondage. Do you hear me? If you choose to not forgive, your soul will be in bondage. Your soul will be in bondage. Your mind, your will, your emotions will be in bondage. You will be, think about somebody in chains. Think about a prisoner of war who will be in chains, being led. Come on, do y'all hear me? Like and share. Can y'all like and share? Like and share. Like and share, like and share, like and share. Come on, like and share. Because you know what? You don't want your soul to be in bondage. But you think about somebody you know, who you know they're not forgiving their husbands. They talk to you, your friends, your family members, they have talked to you and told you what their husband did, right? They share with you their problems. You know they're not forgiving their husbands. Share this with them. So like and share, you guys, because you know their soul is in bondage. Your soul may be in bondage. This is how you're going to free your soul today. You're going to free your own soul today. Today, you're taking your soul out of jail. Today, you're going to get out, that free card, get out of jail free card today. Y'all, come on. Y'all know Monopoly. Get out of jail free card. This is your get out of jail free card. God is going to set you free today. You got to get out of jail free card today. Why? Because you're going to release whoever it is that you've been holding something against. Some of you is your husband. Some of you is other family members, your parents, your sisters, your sibling, cousins, whoever it may be. Co-workers, bosses, whoever it may, you're going to set them free where they don't owe you not one thing. Because you're putting your own soul in bondage. Bondage. Receive from God the forgiveness that you didn't forgive them. See, that you start there because you held that against them. And you be like, Lord, it's been some years. And you held this thing against your mom. You held this thing against your dad. You held this thing against whoever for years. 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 It's bothered you all these years. Your aunt did this to you way back when. Your uncle did this to you way back then. The preachers, come on, pastors in the church, you mad with them. They did this to you. The deacons, come on, first ladies. Somebody in the church said something. You help release them today for your sake. Get your soul out of bondage today. I'm serious, y'all. If you don't do nothing else, let this be a day for your freedom. Let this be Freedom Day for you because you're getting your soul out of bondage. You're going to release that person. But first, you're going to receive forgiveness because you held on to it. You didn't realize you held on to it. It was hurt. It was painful. It was hurtful. And you blocked that person. You cut them loose. But the pain was still there. And you tried to numb it through other stuff. It was ways you tried to numb it. Some people turn to all kind. This is why people turn to other things. For real. Some people turn to drug, alcohol. Some people turn to sex. Some people turn to being they just start shopping. You know, shopaholic. Some people turn to just all kind of other stuff. Shoe fetish, y'all know, just doing all kind of stuff. Oh, come on. What's these other ladies? Oh my gosh, what's the ladies that like to do the journaling and the oh my gosh, I can't even think of what you call them, but they like to do the journals and the clipping of the stuff and I can't even think what they call it, but they do a lot of that. It's anything that would take their minds off of the true issue. They're trying to hide it. They're trying to mask it. But it's go back to the unforgiveness that's there. Receive God. You know what? Even I'm serious. I don't care how long you've been dealing with it. Receive forgiveness today. You know what, Lord? Yep, that was me. And I receive it. I don't have to earn your forgiveness. I don't have to do I just need to receive it. I don't have to clean myself up. I don't have to say tomorrow I'm going to stop doing. No, right now, Lord, I receive your forgiveness. And that's it. I'm done trying. Child, you'll work yourself up. Keep trying. You know how you know how you say, I give? For real. You know how you throw your hands up? Lord, I give. I'm so tired, Father. You know how you're waiting to exhale, for real. Y'all know, I'm so tired of trying, Lord. I give. I can't, Lord, I give. I give. I receive your forgiveness. And this is all I can do. I receive. And at this point, now you stop trying to make other people earn your forgiveness, and you forgive them. Anybody who comes to mind, and I like to tell my clients, make a list of people you need to forgive. Make a list. Go through and make your list. And you go through your list and you call their names out and you say, nope, I release them. They owe me nothing. I release them. They owe me nothing. Call their names out. I release them. They owe me nothing. That means they owe you no explanation. They don't owe you an apology. They owe me nothing. Their debt is cleared. If you look at it like in money terms, if they owed you $1,000, nope, they don't owe me. Nope, click. Nope, they don't owe me. Check. Nope, they don't owe me. Father, I thank you. They don't owe me. But you understand why they don't owe you. You understand that because you don't owe God. God freely gave it to you. You are not trying to earn it because you can never, child, we can't ever pay it back. Nothing, we're not good enough to pay it back. That's the point. Nothing we could do would ever be good enough. So this is why you release everybody else. And especially, when I tell you this is especially your husband, you got to start at home. Start in your own house. Forgive your husband. And you do this knowing that when the enemy that came to destroy your marriage got to leave and say he couldn't complete his assignment, he got to go back to hell saying he didn't complete his assignment. And when they ask him why, oh no, it's a praying woman there. What happened? Why didn't you complete that assignment? Oh, child, the wife is praying. The wife learned how to forgive. You see, when the enemy has to go back and say he could not complete his assignment because it's a covenant wife there who is keeping her covenant. She understands her covenant is with God the Father first. She has a covenant marriage with her husband, and she chooses to forgive her husband. He's not having to earn it. The devil is mad because now he got to go because you're forgiving your husband. And you do this on a daily basis. Now, you forgive him today. Yeah, the enemy still may try to remind you later on today. He may even try to remind you tomorrow. Every time the enemy tries to remind you of what that person did, you speak back. Don't think it. Speak with your mouth. You speak back to it. No, they're forgiven. I forgave them. God forgave me. I forgive them. And you push the enemy on out the door. You don't have to linger there. You don't even have to do a whole lot of that. No, they're forgiven. Father, I thank, and you, this is where the Bible tells us of what we think on whatever is lovely, pure, of good report. So this is where you start taking thoughts captive. Y'all, I'm gonna have to do a whole nother teaching. I did one on how you take the thoughts captive. But this is where you don't even think on what they did. So when the enemy tries to remind you of what they did, you take that thought and be like, oh, I'm not gonna even think on it. You start erasing the thought. Nope, change the station in a sense. Let me change the station. Let me watch something else. Basically, let me think on something else. And you start practicing. Nope, I'm not going to even think on that. Nope, I'm not going to even think on it. And you start again. You practice it and walk this thing out so that the enemy, the true enemy against your marriage is not winning. You learn how to use strategy because the enemy is using strategy against you. Again, my name is Wanda with Soundproof Marriages. I do one-on-one sessions with wives, and I also counsel and coach couples. So again, DM me if you need any personal one-on-one with your marriage, or again with couples, or just individual. And yeah, so that's what I do. Hopefully you guys got set free with even just that little bit. And I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day. I got a client in just a minute, so I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.